Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
What up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's another episode of the Sports Chasers Podcast coming to you live and direct here on a Tuesday night. It's the Monday Night Blitz. I know it's Tuesday, but yes, it's Monday Night Blitz because of things out of our control. We're here on a Tuesday. Glad that you can welcome us. Hey, we're here to cover football. We know there's a whole lot of other sports going on. We'll cover that on Thursday. We got the WNBA going on. Atlanta and New York playing at the Barkley Center in Brooklyn. It's 3-2 New York early, but hey, it's football. We're talking about football. Great weekend of football. A lot of surprising things out of how can I say it? Also surprising, but a lot of things on the college football side. There was some thrilling games. You had the USC and Michigan game. You had the Colorado and Baylor game. I think the Baylor coach blew that game, but we'll talk about that here in a second. But hey, let's meet the crew. We got D-Dubs. What's up, brother? How are you tonight, sir?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm trying to, recoup long weekend and
long weekend.
Long weekend. But we here. Again, things out of our control, and we still committed to do it on a Tuesday. So it's Tuesday Night Blitz.
Yes, Tuesday Night Blitz. It is Tuesday night is Blitz. Blitz it is. Ryan D'Souza, what's up, brother? How are you, sir, tonight?
What's up, fellas? Here with you guys on Tuesday. Doing good. Just getting back from traveling. But yeah, we good.
No doubt. Been traveling this weekend, man, and all the members are back in place now. Some of the other members will be joining us. I'm sure they think everyone he should be on with us shortly. And I think the DA. I'm not sure about the DA, but hey, nonetheless, we are here. I'm going to jump right into the college football section here. Let me just pull up my AP. AP college football. College football here. Let me just run down the AP top 25. You got Texas. You got Georgia. You got Ohio State. They're 3. Alabama's 4. Ole Miss is 5. Tennessee is they're tied for 5 according to the AP. Them and Ole Miss. The U. They're number 7, or I guess number 6. Oregon is 8. Penn State is 9. Utah is 10. Missouri is 11. Michigan is 12. Thrilling win over USC the other night. The aforementioned USC Trojans, they're 13. LSU is 14. Louisville is 15. Notre Dame is 16. Clemson is 17. Iowa State is 18. Illinois is 19. Oklahoma State is 20. Oklahoma is 21. BYU is 22. Kansas State, I should say, is 23. Texas A&M is 24. And Boise State rounds out the 25, top 25 AP, man. So that's the AP. A couple games we'll talk about, not too many. Like I said, Miami, they're back in the top 10 for the first time in a minute. Ryan, he can probably get some credence to that. Ryan, your thoughts on the Canes? They blew out South Florida. What's your thoughts on that, on the Canes?
Yeah, with the Canes, man, right now, they got the Heisman front runner right now, in my opinion, in Cam Ward, the number one. Everybody wanted Cam Ward. It was between him going to the league or him going to Miami or Florida State. And Florida State jumped on the other gentleman.
Yes, they did.
And Ugalaway, however you pronounce his name. Up there, I butchered his name, but Cam Ward and the Canes look good, man. They're deep. They have playmakers now. They're deep, and they have a quarterback who's seasoned. This is his 5th year playing college ball, and They got that swag. I know we always talking about that Kane swag, but
Right.
you can tell, man. Like they just believe. You know what I mean? And they're tough, man. They got the running game. They did well in the portal as well. So they got the running game going. You have the deep threats going, and Cam Ward, he's just so smooth, man, in the pocket. He's like, you know, you can't speed him up. And so the whole thing is, well, they haven't played anybody, right? That's that's going to be the narrative right now. You know, they haven't played anybody, but that same USF team that they beat, who was hanging with them actually in the first half,
Correct.
you know, almost beat Alabama. So they were right in the game with Alabama, that USF team. And one thing about Florida schools, man, you know, Florida, whether it's FAU, USF, UCF, you know, I'm not talking about the big three. They're going to have talent because, you know, Florida is a rich bed for skill position players. So Florida school's always going to have talent, man. But the Canes look good, man. The Canes look good. You can tell they can play any type of style, man. They can have a shootout with you. They can D up, play a ground game, grind it out game. So yeah, so I'm loving what I see from the Canes thus far.
Shout out to our main man Mike Bristol. He's on here. He's talked about George Horton and Restrepo. Restrepo's a receiver, and he's a bad dude too. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, with that depth, like you said, man, Miami, man, I like a team. Like you said, Cam Ward, man, he played for, I believe, Washington State. This is his 5th year playing. He's a seasoned quarterback, like you said, Ryan. And I might be the missing piece that they needed to elevate to the top, you know, make some noise in the college playoffs. D-Dub, your thoughts on Miami before we move on?
Oh, this Miami love, man. My God, you guys are gushing. Oh, Miami. Yo, man, I believe it when I see it. I say, hey, you got Cam, you got me with Cam. He's phenomenal. He's a great quarterback. Yeah, man, let's pump our brakes, man. Let me see. They got Virginia Tech this week, 7:30 game, Hard Rock Stadium. Let's see what they do with that. You know, I gotta check the rest of the schedule. But right now they look good, man. They doing their thing. I'll give them that. But I'm just not, you know, I'm not falling in love like Ryan is over here.
I didn't say they were good. I didn't say they're going to win a national championship. I just said they look good. I mean,
you almost. You were slightly there. You were slightly there, bro. Stop.
No, I said Cam Ward is the Heisman front runner right now. That's all I said.
Hey, man.
They look great.
But we'll see, man. They got They got a couple other games. What they got? Louisville, Cal.
Yeah, and I also did mention that the narrative is going to be that they haven't played anybody. So
right.
You know,
is that really a narrative or is that the truth, Ryan?
Well, yeah, but the team they just beat and just walloped in Tampa.
South Florida.
Just was just sticking with Alabama.
They hung with Alabama second game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guys, man. Alabama's a little rusty, bro. Let's
rusty.
Chill.
Oh, that's what it is. All right,
Chill.
cool.
Chill.
Cool. Like,
Shout out.
Listen,
Ryan, it would be me if I didn't troll you a little bit, man. Come on, man. Stop.
I feel you, but you first off say you started off saying that, hey, you got me with the quarterback, man. Well, you know what? Well, that's half the battle.
That's half the battle. You're right about that.
If you have a stud quarterback, you know what I'm saying, you can compete.
Yeah, Cam is a good.
Nah, I feel you though, man. I feel you with the, you know, we'll see what happens.
They looking good. They 7th. They you know, they trying to, pull themselves up by the bootstraps, man. So they looking good right now. So, hey, they from where they came from, man. What Miami, Cristobal has done a pretty good job. So kudos to them.
Gotcha. Let's move on to one of the other exciting games of the weekend for college football. The Michigan, the Wolverine, they pulled out a thrilling victory 27-24 in Ann Arbor. This is from the AP. Michigan welcomes Southern California to the Big Ten with a heavy dose of smash mouth football. Caleb Mullins serves 2 yards for a touchdown and 4th and goal with 37 seconds left, lifting the 18th ranked Wolverines to a 27-24 win over the 11th ranked Trojans in their conference debut. Michigan 3-1-1. Conference play overcame losing a 14-0 lead in the first half and coughing up 2 fumbles in the second half to extend its Big Ten winning streak to a school record 26 games. The Wolverines won with a 10-play, 89-yard TD drive as Mullins did most of the work. The former linebacker converted a third down for the Michigan 20 with a 63-yard run and capped the possession with his second touchdown behind a fullback as a jungle package that left a little doubt where the ball was going. It's not 5-5, it's 7 with the tight ends out there, Mullins said. Michigan and USC had played 10 times previously 8 in the Rose Bowl and not in the regular season since 1958. The Trojans 2-1-0-1 went ahead 24-20 midway through the fourth when Miller Moss threw his third touchdown pass, a 24-yarder to Jacoby Lane. So good game here. Michigan, Mike Mills said, hey, you're going to have to get used to this. USC and Michigan and them playing in, I guess, the Big Ten. And, yeah, you're definitely going to have to get used to it. Didn't get a chance to watch all of this game, just reviewed it, man. But from what Michigan did, hey, man, kudos to them, man. Michigan has done their thing, and they, from what I saw from the highlights, they was able to run the ball effectively, and not complete those turnovers, which can be deadly, so to speak. Let me give you the by the numbers here. Passing. Orgy was 7 of 22. For 32 yards.
No, he's 7 of 12. 7 of 12.
7 of 12 for 32 yards. Like I said, they ran the ball. Mullins was 17 of 159. Like I said before, with 2 TDs. So Michigan had that. I believe Warren. He's out. Or he's not playing. They had a little bit quarterback play issues. As we know, we'll talk about this in the NFL. That could be a problem. Your thoughts on Michigan, USCD before we move on?
Yo, I mean, just Michigan received the ass whipping the week before.
That they did.
So to come back and play a pretty good game without the starter, and going with Orgy, that's his name, Orgy.
That's I believe how you pronounce his name. Yes,
he managed the game. What else can you say? He managed the game. They gave it. They had a superior running attack. Mullins was 17 of 159. So they controlled the line of scrimmage with the run. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what they did against USC. USC, I don't think they probably a game they probably could have got Michigan, but they
true
found a way to lose this game. But a good win for Michigan, man. Michigan had I wouldn't say had to, but they needed this.
They needed this game.
They needed a good game play, even though they lost by 3.
Yeah,
I mean 1 by 3.
Yeah, Michigan is not the same. And Ohio State will pound them. I think so. Mr. Bristol, Brother Bristol. Yeah, absolutely right. So let me turn to, according to the AP. Yeah, yep. The Colorado Buffaloes. They squeaked out a thrilling overtime win.
Jesus did it.
Jesus. The clock struck 0 and Shedeur Sanders rolled to his left and let the football fly. LaJohntay Wester caught the 43-yard Hail Mary pass in the end zone, unleashing Bedlam and Bowler as a rainy storm field kind of night that Coach Deion Sanders and the rest of the Colorado football program will soak in for a long time. The Sanders-Wester connection sent Saturday's game into overtime. Then Travis Hunter embellished his Heisman resume by forcing a Baylor fumble at the goal line to help the Buffs somehow defeat the Bears 38-31 and a wild return to the Big 12. Even that didn't end things. Thousands of revved up and rain-drenched fans stormed the field after the ball rolled out of the end zone. Officials needed to review the play to see if Baylor running back Dominic Richardson had crossed the goal line before the ball popped out. With the PA announcement urging fans of the gridiron, to the rest finally made it official. It was a fumble, and Colorado was the winner. Great win, Deion Sanders said. These young men were resilient. They never gave up. They never surrendered. Okay, so let me holler at the Buffaloes, man. Yes, good win. I think more than less the Baylor coach that when he I don't know why he's rushing 5 people. Why don't you just rush 3 guys or 2 guys and somebody's got to knock the ball down.
Play back.
And you remember the play before that, what's his name, dropped the ball when Sanders threw a dime to him, and which guy was one of them that caught
Wesley?
It might have been him that dropped the ball. I have to recheck. But if you remember that, he dropped the ball on that next play, and then with no time left on the clock, I was like, okay, we're rushing 5. I said, ain't nobody down there and then he
it was Welch. Welch, I believe he dropped the ball.
The previous play before.
Yeah.
And then then the second play with 2 seconds left, that's when Shedeur Sanders threw up the Hail Mary, and
Wester came down.
Caught that ball, and there you go. Then they go into overtime, and Colorado scores. Baylor has an opportunity. They're at the goal line. I forgot I don't have it in front of me. The running back, he goes across the lane. Travis Hunter. I know Ryan said that his pick for Heisman Trophy is Cam Ward. I think Travis Hunter should be it right up now, man, because he's balling. He's playing on both sides of the defense of the ball as well, offense and defense. And him making that play the other day, I mean, if you was a Baylor fan, you sick. Baylor was favored. They should have won this game.
That's the game I told you. I said we was doing the schedule. I said, yeah, Baylor should take them out. So to me, Baylor did things to lose the game, and but shout out to win is a win, and you got to they'll take it, and they 3-1, man. So you got give it to them. They was able to scrape it out,
right?
But Baylor definitely victory cigar player. Yo, Baylor, stop.
Yeah, they got defense, right? And sometimes
trying to be too smart, man, too cute. I don't know. I want to say too cute, just too, you think he's, because it's supposed to flush him out.
Winning.
Yeah, they said it was a player that's supposed to flush him out. He comes over to the run Shedeur into him, and we assume that Shedeur is either going to, throw the ball or he's going to juke him out the shoes. I mean, you never know what can happen. But again, like you said, if you just rush 3, send the rest back, chances are, man, you have a better chance on that.
I see a favor. All the analytic people, all those that think they're, so it's whatever for that.
Yeah. But shout outs to Colorado. They got the win. So hey, they 3 wins away from a bowl game, man. I said 6 games. So they 3 wins away. And listen, you can say what you want to say. Right. If Colorado, I was talking to my man today. I said, listen, you say what you want to say. If they win the next 3 games, they bowl eligible. And if Deion decides to walk away, man, they took a team that won when he got there, won 1 game, and now he won 4 games last year. And if he says he can win 6, that's a successful, that's successful for Deion and his crew if he decides to walk away. So that's how I see it.
Okay. Just some quick mentions here. Tennessee defeated Oklahoma 25-15. I'll just read this from the AP. I did not get a chance to see this game. Just reviewed it. Tennessee coach Josh Heupel won in his return to Oklahoma, the same school he quarterbacked to a national championship in 2000 and fired him as an offensive coordinator after the 2014 season as Nico Lamaleva passed for 195 yards to help 6th-ranked Volunteers defeat the Sooners 25-15 on Saturday night in Norman, Oklahoma. Lamaleva took the game ball to Hopel shortly after the game ended. I know it meant a lot to him. Lamaleva said he didn't know it as much during the week, but we know what it meant to him and what it meant to us. And I'll just stop right there. Good victory for Tennessee. Sometimes revenge is everything. And shout out to Tennessee. They got it right. They are ranked currently. Let me just go to the rankings. Where did I get my rankings at? Yeah. Tennessee now is number 7. Josh Hopel leads the Vols to a 25-15 victory against his alma mater in a game that was not flashy but physical. Nico Lamaleva, 13 of 21, 194 yards, shook off a few turnovers, and the defense compiled 3 sacks, 3 turnovers, and 11 tackles for the loss. That showed this team has some substance. Need more proof. The Vols ranked 4th in FBS in total offense, 565.8, and 1st in total defense, 176.0. So, hey, there you got it. That defense is the key. So let me go back. Brother Bristol just made up a good point. Hey, UCF plays Colorado in Tampa this coming week. So
yeah, that should be. I agree. That should be a win. UCF, the Florida teams is something else, man. Listen, man.
Which Ryan was that should be a good game.
I don't know what time game, but that's definitely going to be an L that's going to be the L right there. So that's going to be 3-2. So
for the Buffs,
for the Buffs,
yeah. So let me move on. Not anything that implications, but me and D Dubs can attest. We passing this school on Interstate 77 when we was kids, going down south, kids from New York.
Oh,
and we passed this school on I-77 on our way to Virginia.
Yeah, but check it. They came to see my school here in the Charlotte area, man. They gave them the business, man. They got them out of here, man.
We are talking about James Madison University. Let me just read this real quick. Mac Brown has spent 35 years as a major college football coach. He knows what an unacceptable performance looks like. North Carolina's 70-50 loss to James Madison on Saturday was something he said that should never happen. Embarrassing day, shocking day, Brown said. You shouldn't be at North Carolina and lose to a group of 5 team, period. There are no excuses. Our defense looked awful. We had communication problems. We had missed tackles. We had guys wide open for a touchdown. Alonzo Barnett, the third, threw 5 touchdown passes in the Duke's quick strike offense to give first-year coach Bob Chesney a signature victory over the ACC team. It could only come back to one person. That's me, said the 70-year-old Brown, who won the national title at Texas. And in his second stint at UNC, I've hired everybody on this staff and signed every player on this team. I'm at full 100%. I got big shoulders. I'm embarrassed for our whole program that we put a product like that on the field. So if you don't know where James Madison is at, James Madison is probably about 30 minutes north of Roanoke, Virginia. Like I said, we used to pass this school. If you're traveling southbound on I-77, it's on your right-hand side, and you used to see the field. And now, like you said, D, they absolutely beat down UNC Charlotte, and now they have beat down UNC. So they've been taking out the North Carolina teams. Speaking of which, D, we'll do the alumni. What did your alumni do this weekend? So I'll just go. My alumni do. Shout out to Purdue. They got their ass beat by Oregon State, 38-21. Enough said. D Dubs, what did UNC Charlotte do this weekend?
Yeah, man, they got their ass whooped again, 52. I think 52-14 or some shit, man. Listen, dog. I'll support the team in the school because that's my place, a place of business, right? So yeah, I'm going to support the team, but I know Coach Biff cannot be happy, man. He cannot be happy. But given the cards he's dealt, man, he's trying, man. He's trying to do the best he can. So shout outs to the school. They trying, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna try to work something out so we can try to
get some of the players to get the coach on, man.
Yeah.
Most definitely, man.
But Yeah, they trying, man. They got to do better. We got to get the players, man. I mean, that's just the bottom line. If you ain't got players really to play and to compete, in these leagues, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. So, you know, it's it's all good, man. It's the angry one. What's good, V?
The angry one, just in time. Angry one. We about to hang out and do NFL, man. So
What's up? Pardon my lateness, man. Pardon my
nah, man. Better late than never, man. We
Oh, yes, sir. True indeed. What's going on, Sports Chasers family? Monday night Blitz.
Oh, that's Tuesday night, but you know, it's
all
good.
Excuse me. Well, yeah, my bad.
Yeah. Don't be putting an extra day. Don't be putting an extra day on these people's week, brother. Or going backwards. Let's not. We want to go forward. Yeah. But I appreciate you being here, man. We appreciate you.
No doubt.
Appreciate that. Ryan's back with us, man. So, let's have a word from BetStamp. Exciting news, sports fans. This is Kevin Warren, host and moderator of the Sports Chasers podcast. I'm thrilled to announce our brand new partnership with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert, bringing you an incredible opportunity to elevate your sports betting game. With this partnership, we're offering you access to some of our favorite sports books, all designed to help you get the best odds and the top new user offers around. Ready to take advantage? Head over to our dedicated page at signupexpert.com/sports chasers to explore a wide selection of sports books tailored to your region, each with its own unique perks and promotions. If you're serious about getting in on the action and want to support our brand, I highly recommend you sign up for your next sports book through our Sign Up Expert link. You can easily find it right in the description of this video. Remember, it's time to get rich or bet trying. Don't miss out. Check it out now. Thank you. And for those that said, yes, I just did that. Yes, had on the same clothes. Absolutely. One take. So, I usually don't happen, but I'm proud, glad.
Did a great job, moderator.
Oh, well, thank you, man. I try hard, man. Hey, make sure for those bettors that like to go out there and do your thing with betting, hey, check out our link. It's in our description. Should be in our description. If it's not, it should be in the YouTube description and on the podcast side for those on the sound under the sound of my voice. Oh, also, Mike Bristol also wanted me to mention this, and thank you, Mike. Hey, if you want some merchandise, you want to support us, you see E with that the angry one with that hat on. Yo, you can get that hat at Sports Chasers. Same thing with D-Dubs. You can get that. You can support us. If you go to our website, sportschaserspodcast.net, you click the three little side buttons, the side notes on the side of the webpage, merchandise and affiliates. You can absolutely support us in getting merchandise and let you know that we're the best damn sports podcast in the world. Well, in Pakistan right now.
Definitely in Pakistan.
Yeah, shout out to Pakistan, man. Where's Mike? We need it. Yeah. It's stupid. Let me move on to the National Football League. I'm kind of gonna work a little bit backwards, being that we showed up. I wanted to talk about this game because there was a lot of talk about this game. The Commanders. Hold on. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Kev. Before you get to that the Commanders and that was actually Monday night's game. The Commanders and who's there?
The Bengals.
The Bengals.
Yes.
I don't usually bet on games. Even though BetStamp, shout out to BetStamps, but shout out to BetStamps and to all my guys that do love putting some wagering on games. That's great. However, the Bengals, I'm done with these guys, man. Before you go into, I'm really done with these guys, man. I picked them to win.
I did
again. Yeah, and several people did. I think that it's common sense, right? This should be it's the Washington Commanders. This should be the game. And let me just tell you this: that I lost about 8 games on Sunday. 8 games. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Right,
like, teams that should have won that I like. Wow. But the Bengals. Yeah, I'm done with them, but I'll let you go back into what you was about to deal with. But Jaden Daniels shout outs to that young kid. He seems like he got his head on his shoulders and he's doing well.
From the AP, from CBS Sports, Jaden Daniels stood in the pocket against an all-out blitz, took a hit from Bengals safety Geno Stone, and launched a perfect ball towards Terry McLaurin in the corner end zone. McLaurin hauled it and kept it in both feet in bounds while being tackled in his third NFL game. And first in prime times, Daniels couldn't miss. The number 2 overall pick threw for 2 touchdowns and ran for a score in a remarkably efficient performance. And the Commanders stunned Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals 38-33 on Monday night. He's a real cool customer, and he got a real poise about him. Washington coach Dan Quinn said of his quarterback, Daniels finished 21-23 for 254 yards, setting an NFL rookie record for completion percentage at 91.3%. The Commanders 2-1 scored on every possession except the kneel down at the end of each half, and have not punted on or turned the ball over in the last 2 games. That's crazy. Daniel said of the record, he said he couldn't remember being that efficient in his passing at any level. Let me say this about the Commanders. Dan Quinn has absolutely put his quarterback in a great spot, and Daniels has not turned over the ball. My concern for Daniels, especially coming out of college, from what I was seeing, what I was looking at, he didn't get happy feet and start taking those hits and getting pounded. But with that said, he looks like he's been smart. He's been getting rid of the ball when he's have to. And that dime that he threw to McLaurin was pretty. It was off his tippy toes, so to speak.
Filthy.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't do it. You couldn't place it any better, man. So shout out to the kid. We're probably going to talk about quarterback play and how it's been, because you got some young quarterbacks playing good, and you got guys like Daniels playing good. But like how we've been saying on the show since we've been on the inception of the show, sometimes it's just the best situation where you put the quarterback into. And if you don't put him in, you keep putting him in dysfunctional situations.
Cleveland,
Jacksonville,
Carolina, Jacksonville. The Jets. Don't forget about the Jets. The Jets, they bought their way to quarterback. What else? There's been some sorry teams that just. It's been Cleveland over and over and over again.
Cleveland, this is for you.
I mean, the list of quarterbacks they ran through and have destroyed careers, man. These guys have been absolutely quarterback killers, man. The teams. So shout out to Bryce Young. Keep your head up, bro. I do believe I just think that you're a smaller stature guy. You'll get your shot. Just sit back and learn, man. You know what I'm saying? I think he'll come back around.
Gotcha. E, what's your thoughts? I'm sorry, D. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, that's all I have for that. Go ahead,
okay. E, what's your thoughts? Commanders and Bengals.
First of all, let me just speak on the Bengals. This was a bad fucking loss, B. This was a bad loss, yo. This was the game that you circled on your calendar and said, okay, all you players in that locker room, all you coaches, this is the game where you were supposed to get right and get back into Cincinnati football. Well, I guess this is Cincinnati football from depending on what your age range is.
The last 2-3 years, right? 0-3. 0-3.
I understand, right? What most coaches will say is that you bring the blitz against the rookie quarterback, this and that, the third. Jaden Daniels looked like a 8-year fucking pro.
Not an 8-year.
I don't remember the last time, and I've watched a lot of football, and if there's somebody that I'm forgetting, forgive me. But I don't remember. It's been a long time since a rookie quarterback who can use his legs to get out the pocket, this and that, the third, right? Stood in the pocket and took the hits that he took, delivering the ball in the manner that he delivered them. It wasn't behind the receiver or anything like that. That dime to McLaurin was ridiculous. Not because Jaden Daniels, not because it's the Commanders, anything like that. I believe that was what, third down?
Correct. Yep.
Third down. that was a nail in the coffin. You don't see plays like that made by a rookie quarterback, one, or by a coach in that sense. You're playing to not to lose. Okay, so this is already a much different Washington Commanders team. And there's one name I have to bring up because I gave him a lot of grief in Arizona. Cliff Kingsbury has obviously learned from his mistakes with Kyler Murray, throwing him to the wolves and all this other stuff. And you got a similar player in Jaden Daniels. He could throw the ball, he could run with it, this and that, the third. But there was plays that was called last night that was for a pocket passer and not a runner. So shout out to the coaching staff. Shout out to the offense and the defense. Yes, they gave up. They're going against Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati in that Cincinnati offense. However, Washington matched them, and of course they went up by one to get that win. Again, that was probably one of the better one of the better coach games to a win that I've seen in a long time with a rookie quarterback. And Cincinnati's defense is trash. There's no other way of putting it.
Yeah, I believe Mike Brooks, he said that.
Yeah, Mike, I agree with you, bro.
Trash for sure. Trash for sure. And he says Daniels will win the Rookie of the Year. I said, okay.
If he stay healthy.
Yeah, stay healthy. Absolutely.
Well, what do you expect from the Bengals, man? The Bengals is one of those organizations that we talk about that
poverty-stricken teams.
Poverty-stricken team. This is what they do, and and Jamal Chase. I'm sorry, you're not going to get that money, man. You might have to leave. You might have to get up out of there.
I wish the DA was here so he could articulate his thoughts. But
think about it though.
Go ahead.
Do you want to get that money and stay in that organization? Because you're going to be even more poverty stricken if you get that money.
That's what I'm saying. So you're going to be around nobody because you get the bread. Well, everybody else they're not trying to pay nobody else.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
That's what I was about to say. What the DA said when I was on the phone. He said that
this notion that the owners want to win. No, they just want. This is a laundromat, dog. This is what they consider. They get their money off for this, man. The owners they get their money back because they know the fans are going to keep on coming, and But this is a wash and repeat.
Gotcha. Ryan, thoughts on Commanders and Bengals? Does Ryan is probably in and out. All right, I'll come back to Ryan with that. Hey, good win by the Commanders. They're 2-1. They're first in the NFC East. Shout out to them along with the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll talk about them. Hey, you know what? I'll talk about them next because they won that game. Let's just go right to it. From the AP, Saquon Barkley and the Eagles emerged from a flood of Philadelphia-style scrutiny and delivered a masterclass on grinding out and closing out a physical defensive struggle in which a lot went wrong before it ended just right. Barkley rushed for 4-quarter touchdowns of 65 and 4 yards, and the Eagles rebounded from a maddening late-game collapse 6 days earlier to beat the previously surging New Orleans Saints 15-12. Last week was rough. Our guys had to pick ourselves off the mat, and every one of them did. Eagles coach Nick Sirianni said, alluding to a 22-21 home loss to Atlanta on Monday night, you had to overcome those things, and I'm so proud of those guys on what they did. Barkley's shorter scoring run came with a minute one left. One play after Dallas Goedert got free across the middle of the middle on 3rd and 16 for a 61-yard catch and run that gave him a career high 170 yards on 10 receptions. Barkley's 147 yards rushing and clutch scoring runs brought him no small measure of redemption after his failure to make what have been a game stealing catch against the Falcons. So if you didn't see it last week, the Falcons and the Eagles, that game was in Philadelphia, and Barkley would have been a game that would have been game had he caught the ball. He caught the ball, he dropped the ball. Atlanta wound up getting the ball back. They go down and score, and they walk off with the victory. Now, kind of turnaround is fair play because pretty much Atlanta got the business back on Sunday night with that, man. But hey, the Eagles, they won. They're 2-1. by the numbers. Jalen Hurts was 29 of 38, 311 yards. He had 1 interception. Barkley was 17 for 147, 2 TDs. And Alvin Kamara, he didn't run crazy and wild because Philly's got a defense. Unlike the Cowboys, he was 26 for 87 yards. Carr was 14 for 25, 142, 1 TD, 1 interception. And yo, I said it as a Giant fan. As I got on my Giant cap. The Saquon Barkley was absolutely going to do well with the Philadelphia Eagles. And like I said before, I've been on tape saying this, he was probably going to get 200 yards apiece when he plays us because he's in a real offense now. He's got some people blocking for him. He's got some real studs blocking for him and that open up holes for him. And he's just going to be able to do his job effectively. So shout out to Saquon Barkley. The Saints, I guess they got cooled down. Hey, they blew out Dallas the week before. And that's the NFL, week to week. Go ahead, D-Dubs.
Yeah, I was about to say nothing to be ashamed of if you're a Saints fan, man. For real. I mean, y'all was on the way to be 3-0, and that was going to be a surprise. And 2-1 is surprising to me because I'm like, the Saints is, okay. They still, you don't know, really where they at. But with Derrick Carr,
we didn't expect this, right?
Right. You understand what I'm saying? So I mean, at least I didn't. And all you Saint fans, I guess, y'all hit me up in the comments talking about, what we did. Okay, cool. You got it. But for the most part, most people didn't see or didn't have Saints on the radar. And there was only way to be 3-0. Good defense. I'll say that. 24 combined points by both teams in that second half. So it was definitely a grind out type of win for the Eagles. And Saquon Barkley made up for it. Two fourth quarter TDs and
in
the fourth quarter. So shout outs to the Eagles for persevering because they scored. There was nothing going on for them in 3 quarters. Absolutely nothing.
I was like,
I mean, that's something to say. You just think about it. You shut out for 3 quarters. I mean, you know what I mean? So that's a lot of punting, a lot of field position. That you couldn't even get a field goal in 3 quarters. So shout out to the Saints defense. They also played very well. So we'll see more. It's only time we'll see a lot more from these teams, and it's just week 3. We'll start to by week 4, week 5. We'll start seeing where guys are at, right, where these teams shake out.
Yeah, true. Eric, your thoughts? Saints.
Philadelphia Eagles just showed their grit, man. They showed that Philly grit, if you want to call it championship grit, whatever you want to call it. Man, you find different ways of to win the game, man. You don't have your, in baseball, when you ain't got that hot pitcher, you ain't got the hot bats, you rely on the rest of the team, man. And the defense stepped up, they showed up, and they showed out. This was a completely different New Orleans team. They wasn't able to run the ball, which I told y'all, if you want the secret to beat the Dallas Cowboys, it's no secret, run the damn ball. Anyway, New Orleans wasn't able to do that effectively against Philly. And it was just one of those things where you were just waiting to see, New Orleans really wasn't doing nothing on offense, not putting up enough offensive drives together to put points on the board like that. And Philly, man, like you all said, man, Barkley behind that line,
it's man.
Scary. It's scary. I really wish to see if he would have started his career in Philly, what his stats would look like. But neither here nor there. I will say one thing though about the Philly offense. Yes, they grounded it out, but they look very pedestrian. And shout out to Dallas Goedert because he was the savior in the past.
He was.
Yeah, he was.
But AJ Brown, whatever you guys are paying him, you might want to put another 10 to 15 million on it because his absence was felt on that field.
2 weeks in a row.
It at times, they moved up and down the field, but at times you can tell Hurts was looking for AJ Brown when it comes to crunch time in the red zone, and he was not there, and that alone effectively shut down the Eagles offense, and then the Saints defense added another layer to it. So all in all, it was a good win for Philly. It showed their grit. I'm not going to say that anybody's scared of them. I'm not going to go that far, but they're back in the conversation for at least who's at the top of the NFC. New Orleans, like you all said, they're surprised, nothing to hold your head down about. It wasn't like you was at home and gave up 70 to a team or anything like that. I think I probably missed that segment, but y'all know
you did.
UNC utter trash, utter fucking trash. But anyway, good win, solid win for Philly. New Orleans, y'all get back at it next week, you'll be fine.
Eric, you missed that segment. What did your alumni do this weekend? We lost to Oakland. I forgot who Purdue lost, but we got ISB. B-Dub.
I'm sure it was a better game than that shit in Chapel Hill.
And D-Dubs, UNC Charlotte, they lost to who did they lose to? We're gonna get Coach on. We're gonna get Coach on, man.
Hey, yeah, we're gonna try to make that happen.
Mac Brown, it's time to retire, dog. It's time to retire.
Mac Brown said he still got it in him, man. He got this is second time around. Brought Texas glory, trying to bring UNC to glory, man. So.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I said what I said.
Yeah, okay. Ryan, you with us? Ryan's still not with us.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, gotcha. Ryan, we just talked about the Eagles and the New Orleans Saints. Your thoughts on that game? Go ahead, bro.
What stuck out to me in the first two games of the season, David Carr wasn't getting any pressure put on him, so he was able to sit in the pocket and hit the deep shots. He loves going deep, especially to Shaheed, to Rashid Shaheed. Loves going deep. Just like Angry once said, they didn't run the ball as effective as they did the last two games, and they got pressure on them. So Philly got pressure. So if you speed David Carr up, he's not going to be as effective. I mean, that goes for any quarterback if you put pressure on him, but more so for Carr. So because he likes to go deep, and to be honest with you, New Orleans was still right there. They were winning most of the game, and like he said, Philly showed some grit, made some good plays down the stretch, and got the victory. Hurts has to clean it up, man. Too many turnovers, being careless with the ball, fumbling, getting out the pocket.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The ball. Yeah, he has to clean it up a little bit, man. Like
the last couple of weeks, he's been he's been really sloppy, not
real careless. Yeah, absolutely.
Careless. Yeah, careless.
Yeah, real. Yeah, no, sloppy works too, man. He just yeah, but the thing is though, with Hurts, his emotions never going to change. If he's playing well, it's the same emotion. So he's very even keel.
Yeah.
That I love about him, and I think that's why his teammates appreciate him. He's a great leader. He takes accountability all the time. He thinks of the big picture, but yeah, just clear up the turnovers. The careless turnovers, and Philly should be okay. Philly should be 3-0 right now. Because Barkley had to drop, but again, things happen in the game. New Orleans could have easily won that game yesterday too. So, that was a good game. I actually picked New Orleans in my pick'em, so that hurt me. So, but good game overall. But New Orleans looks good. Philly's going to be there. With the acquisition, and like you said, they'll have AJ Brown. AJ Brown changed a lot of things now. What I'm really concerned with now, if AJ Brown doesn't come back, Devonta Smith had the concussion, I think he had a concussion. So we don't know if he's going to play next week. Or this week's, pardon me. So that's a big issue. If he's going to be able to suit up. So we'll see.
Hey, just just to mention, Philadelphia is at Tampa Bay this Sunday coming, and New Orleans is at Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken, this weekend coming. So we'll see, man. It should be some those are pretty two good games there for both of these teams to see where they at. Tampa Bay coming off a loss, and then we'll see if they could bounce back.
Can I speak about the Tampa game? It's not on our rundown, but I just had I had Tampa Bay in a survival pool, and I'm done.
Yeah, bro. They got trounced.
Yo, it was just one game, man. It was just one game.
Yeah, but what he's saying is that they was favored to win. They should have beat Denver, and they ended up losing laying the egg. And I could see how you would be anybody who would be if you had a little wager on.
Yeah, I was sick. I was like, all right, okay, y'all gonna score Tampa, and shout out to Bo Nix. He starting to play, a little bit better, a little bit more confidence. Hey, Tampa Bay just didn't have it on the other day. Let me go to this other game. Let me go to this game. I wish he was on tonight because
Mike. I know.
Let me just read this from the AP. From the AP. I hope he's listening. And I'm going to send him this link because I don't think he's on. This is to Dan, the hockey dude, from the AP, from shout out to CBS Sports. Justin Fields keeps avoiding mistakes. Mike Tomlin keeps avoiding the subject. If Mike Tomlin's backup quarterback keeps playing like this, the Pittsburgh Steelers coach might not be able to for much longer. Not with Fields quietly building a case he could remain the starter even after Russell Wilson's bulky right calf heals. Field produced his most efficient performance yet in a 20-10 win over the LA Chargers on Sunday, throwing for a touchdown and running for another as the Steelers improved to 3-0 for the first time since 2020. While Fields is quick to point out he's hardly doing this alone, certainly not a day Pittsburgh's defense limited the Chargers 2-1 to 168 total yards, and the offensive line manhandled LA's late. He admits he's not the same player who endured 3 largely uneven seasons in Chicago before the Bears traded him to Pittsburgh in March. And he says this: I feel like I'm just very calm and out there cool and collected in the field, and really just that sense of peace and out there on the field and not rushing things. Fields said after completing 25 or 32 passes for 245 yards. And Tony, my brain's just staying calm in the pocket, making plays when I can and must, doing my job. Against the Chargers, he meant guiding the offense that kept pounding away for 3 quarters until LA eventually wore down. Listen. Nobody on this planet Earth thought that the Steelers would be 3-0 at this juncture. Nobody. They played well. The quarterback has done what, in the words of the DA, has not thrown the ball to the other team, and he's been efficient. When they get to that bridge of starting Wilson, I guess Tomlin will get to that. I don't know, but with that said, hey, shout out to the Steelers. They're doing what they have to do in order to win. They're 3-0, and
I just think it's just downright coaching, man. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think there's nothing spectacular. Tomlin and his crew needs to get more credit than they do. I know that whole we talked about it earlier. Terry Bradshaw, I think, made some stupid comments. I heard that his opinion about
his opinion, but
his opinion about Tomlin, and I just think that Tomlin year after year keeps on proving you wrong. He'll duct tape some stuff together and get you a winning season. So I don't understand with the quarterbacks that he's had ever since Roethlisberger has left. He has definitely just duct taped the team together, especially at quarterback, and has made things happen. He only has maybe a couple of stars on that defensive side of the ball. Other than that, I mean, this is a phenomenal job, and he's getting the best he can get out of Fields right now, which I think he got a raw deal in Chicago. I mean, again, this goes back to what we said, right? Letting these quarterbacks, giving them an opportunity, maybe just to sit down, just to, just to take in how the game is being played, at what level, what speed. I understand that there's going to be what's that word?
Learning curve.
Yeah, or an anomaly. Is anomaly where it's going to be. You're going to have one of these guys, that special guys that can, make
that's
things
what
happen.
happened to Peyton Manning, right? Peyton Manning first year, he threw 20 some odd interceptions. I think 20 or 20 something, right? So everybody, right? Copycat league. Hey, Peyton can do it. Hey, my guy that I drafted first round, he definitely could do that and more.
Yo, when did we stop copying? When we stop plagiarizing and start making it, do your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Do what is supposed to be done the right way, right? But y'all keep on going just because one team does it. Y'all think y'all got the personnel to do it for your team, and you don't have the personnel. We see it in basketball. We see it in football. I don't know too much about baseball. I don't see it too much over there. But yeah, you do, because everybody want to hit the long ball. Everybody want to try to get until that don't work, and then then you have another team who got a slew of pitchers over there, and that team is the fire team. But instead of just going by what your personnel is, it's crazy.
It's totally amazing, right? And getting the quarterback, instead of you trying to fit the quarterback into the square peg into the round hole, why don't you build it with the strength that he has? And you can put Chicago on that list too of teams that have totally not got it right with the quarterback. Yeah,
front and center.
I forgot. How could I forget about them? The best thing they had was Jim McMahon, and that's yeah.
That was a long.
I mean, you put Jim McMahon in the numbers of other quarterbacks. You like, my God, Jim McMahon. This is But they had a hell of a defense back in the 80s, 85 Bears. So shout outs to them.
Shout out to the 85 Bears.
Yeah. That's where we at. The Steelers, man.
Steelers. Let me give it to Ryan. Ryan, you said what you said about the Steelers earlier. What's your thoughts on the Steelers being 3-0? Like I said, before I give it to Ryan, the Steelers are surprising 3-0. You got Minnesota surprisingly 3-0. Ryan,
absolutely.
Go ahead.
Oh, hold on, Kev. And not only that, we catching the strays from Ryan, because with what Ryan said, and we're gonna have to, get the twin box receipts. We catch the strays to talk about, like we hated on the Steelers. We did not hate on the Steelers.
No,
I think our views. I think it was me, E, and Dorian who said, they should be about. I said about 9 games. I don't remember what the other guys said, but I said roughly about 9 games.
Well,
my main man Ryan said they're gonna be trash.
Wait. They're not gonna
have a winning season. Let me not put no words in your mouth.
I did say that Tomlin, all right, would finally have a losing season. I did say that. Okay. But one thing you got to give Tomlin credit for, right? And this is and when you quote Kevin, when you quoted the quarterback, what the most important thing he said was, "I feel confident out there."
Yes.
And that's one thing Tomlin's going to do, is make you feel confident out there. He's gonna prepare, and that's why he hasn't had a losing season, because he prepares. All right, so he feels confident. He's probably not letting them do too much. Manage the game, control the game. Just like how Dan always said, they're just gonna run. They're gonna run the ball a lot and play defense and make it a clock management game. So that's what they're doing. And and there's no turnovers. And he uses his feet well. He's a dual threat quarterback that can run the ball, and you can tell he's very comfortable out there, and he feels comfortable. Mm-hmm. Right. So and also going into it too, there wasn't that much pressure, to be honest with you.
Yes.
There wasn't that much pressure on him. You know what I'm saying? Because all right, everybody thought they weren't going to do good and this and that. And, we all know that, Tomlin's had a winning record ever since he's been there. So there's a little bit of pressure because you're playing for Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh. So, but what I'm saying is the pressure was kind of taken off of him. You know what I'm saying? Being traded. And then if Russell didn't get hurt, maybe Russell would have been the starter. So him coming in there I always said they should start Fields, because you can always go back to Fields if he messes up. You put Russ in. You're not gonna keep going back to the old guy. You're just not gonna do that. Like, to me, I would have always started Fields and then had Russ as a backup and to mentor him. So it's not like Fields is a rookie. He's been in the league for what, 3-4 years or what have you. So it's just I just think the confidence that Tomlin, gives to his players, that's why he feels comfortable.
Right. That's a good thought, Ryan. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Eric, go ahead. Thoughts? Steelers.
Yo, man, I would just say this, man. Nobody said, we didn't say at the beginning of the year, the Steelers are not going to be 3-0. They're going to be 0-3 after 3 weeks. We didn't say that. We just said that they, compared to the other teams in the division, you might be third. 9-10 wins. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. That's kind of basically what you've been the last 2-3 years. So, I mean, again, you had question marks coming in. Let's be honest, because Dan will tell you this too. You had question marks coming in at the quarterback position. Yes, you had questions at that position for the last since Roethlisberger left, right? But at the end of the day, like I said, I told y'all my pick was that by week 6-7. That Fields will be the starter. He's on his way of being the starter, regardless if Russell comes back healthy next week, this week, whatever. Because the flow of the offense it looks like they know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They're confident with Fields. Cool. One thing that these guys play hard for Tomlin, regardless of when you talk about next man up, that's Pittsburgh, regardless if it's the quarterback, the running back, the line, whoever. They are truly next man up. And to me, is it really shocking that they're 3-0? Yeah, but not really. I mean, look who they played. It's not like they had San Fran and Philly and KC out the gate. They had Atlanta, they had Lions and Tigers and Bears. Come on, man. Come on. Stop. Let's just pump the brakes here. Let's just calm down. They're 3-0. They did what they're supposed to do. They beat the teams that they face, and we'll see what the rest of the year is like. Just because they're 3-0, then chances are they're not going to go 16-0. They're not going to go 17-0. So let's just pump the brakes. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're 3-0 for the first time in how long has it been?
So 2020.
Yeah. But does that really matter? Is it the goal to be 3-0? Come on. You want to get to the playoffs and then anything happens. You want to get to the playoffs and be healthy. That is the goal. So, again, shout out to my man Dan, the toxic one. Yo, man, your team is 3-0. I didn't pick them to be 3-0, but then I was an ass if I was going to be 3-0 at the same time. Let's just calm down. Just calm down.
And that was it. The whole thing was, all I said was, this is probably because this was a poll question that came out. I said that pretty much it was shocking to me. The shocking team I was thinking about Pittsburgh 3-0. You start off 3-0. That's a good start. I mean, we can't deny that. You start off 3-0. You get to that 4-0. Or they got the Colts next week at the Colts. So they're at Indy next week. That's possibly a win. Even though the Colts won a game, they won this weekend, right? This past weekend. Mm-hmm. That's possible win for that could be 4-0 for the Steelers. So that you're not telling me, even though. And Justin Fields, let me get to Justin Fields. Justin Fields, to me, if I'm thinking, if I got an old head on the bench right now, and if the kid is playing good, I know Tomlin doesn't want to say he's the number one QB, but I'm pretty much saying, let him be the number one QB. Let him rock with it. He's doing well.
Right.
Let him roll with it. But we'll see. Go ahead.
Also, too, Mike is the best when it comes to the media. He probably already had the conversation with his players already. Who's number one? Who's number two? You know what I'm saying?
Good point, Ryan. Good point.
He's just trolling everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think he already knows. I think he knows what he going with. I totally agree with you.
The proof is in the pudding. You know what I'm saying? Sorry for that cliche. The proof is in the pudding. My bad. It's
It's better than video, man. Come on.
Yeah, we can all see with our eyes what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? We can all see it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Russell could have played week 1. And week 2 and week 3. I'm pretty sure of it. So he's just putting that in other teams' minds and just toying with the media. And good for him because he's the best at the podium when he's talking. Like I don't even want to play football, but damn if I wouldn't suit up for Mike Tomlin.
That's a good one.
You know what I'm saying? That's just his personality, man. Like his players love him.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And let me just say one thing, because we talked a lot about the Steelers. Let me just say this about the LA Chargers. That team, which you seen yesterday, yes, it was against the Steelers defense. Well, I'm gonna just say this. When this team is not able to run the ball, this is what the great Justin Herbert is going to look like. Okay? This is what he's going to look like. No, I'm sorry. No, D.
No. I'm reading the comments. I'm sorry. Mike B is crazy, man. Dude.
Hey. I'm sorry. The man has no receivers. The man has no receivers. Well, I ain't gonna say he has no receivers, but he has unsung receivers. And again, if you're not able to run the ball, you're gonna be in a dogfight. You're gonna be in an uphill battle every week. I don't have the schedule in front of me what the next few games is gonna be, but if it's a above average defense, they're gonna struggle. Yeah. Point blank. Period.
You heard it right here. You definitely heard it right here, man. Yeah. So, Dan, we shout out your Steelers at 3-0, and they could possibly be 4-0 next week. So,
and even if you lose next week and you're 3-1, you are still in better shape than the Bengals and the Browns. So,
yeah. And the next team, who I'm about to call up, thank God they got the win. Let me transition to the Baltimore Ravens and the Dallas Cowboys.
And the Ravens. I forgot about them.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson, this is from the AP. Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens had an early, emphatic answer for the first 0-2 start since before he was their franchise quarterback. The two-time MVP added a couple of clutch plays late when the Ravens were at risk of letting a big four-quarter lead get away. Derrick Henry ran for 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jackson accounted for 2 scores, and the Ravens held on for a 28-25 victory over the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday. The Ravens 1-2 scored touchdowns on their first 2 drives and led 28-6 before Dak Prescott and the Cowboys rallied big late with some help from a rare onside kick recovery. Baltimore was a play away from having to give the ball back to the Cowboys, 1-2, leading by 3, just when Jackson had a clutch completion to Zay Flowers. That's his go-to guy. Jackson put the game away with a nifty fake to start a 10-yard run as the Ravens finished with 274 yards rushing. It's the most Dallas has allowed since giving up at least 294, one of the worst defensive in franchise history in 2020. The Ravens coming off a trip to the AFC Championship game, which they lost to the Super Bowl champs Kansas City, were 0-2 for the first time since 2015, 3 years before they drafted Jackson. Only one team since 2000 has made the playoffs after starting 0-3. Every game is a big game for us because we're trying to get somewhere. Jackson said we've got to win these games to get to the playoffs, and we need to get to the Super Bowl, but it starts with the game that's in front of us. Let me just start off with this. Everybody will talk about how the Cowboys lost and won't talk about how the Ravens won, right?
Correct.
Like I stated when I read the comments there, how Jackson was efficient, how they ran the ball. This is what they need to do, right? Eric was just talking about running the ball earlier with the other team. Run the ball, which does what? Sets up the play action and all that stuff, man. You know, all of this and we talked about it on the show about, you know, the evaluation of the running back and all that. It's a bunch of nonsense and a bunch of narratives, and it's stupid. It's not football. You need the running back.
Mel Kiper.
And well, don't start with the cover 2. No. You made me lose my train of thought.
Right.
Running the ball. Derrick Henry. He had how much Derrick Henry had for the game? Derrick 152. Looking like Derrick Henry of old. And they ran the ball, and the Cowboys don't have too much of a run defense. We seen it. Alvin Kamara, he sliced them up last week.
Told you.
How many tackles did Michael Parsons have? Anybody? But the Ravens did everything they could to win the ball game. Jackson, 12. Look at this, 12 of 15, 162 yards, 1 TD, throwing the ball. And then the rest was up to them. They 14 attempts for him, for Jackson, 25 for Henry. And somebody finally got it in their head. I said, yo, man, let's use what this guy does. Instead of trying to, in my opinion, trying to make him this pocket passer, man. Do a little bit of both.
Yeah. And Kevin, another thing, and enough, I mean, we said everything about Baltimore. Baltimore just practice this formula, they'll be a lot more successful.
They'll be winning.
Just again, I'm sick of the narrative talk about the Cowboys. These guys, they paid the money. They paid Dak the money because they had to. They had nothing else to. What else was they going? They had to pay him the money, right? They paid CD Lamb. He fumbling and stumbling around. You got your quarterback, your franchise quarterback. You paid him a lot of money. He's there, and they look. The defense can't stop nothing, as you see. Derrick Henry just ran all over them. I think this was the point of the DA. They can't stop nothing.
Alvin Kamara week before
out, yeah. So they got the Giants. God knows if you let Singletary run all over you. I don't know what to tell you. Thursday night. God only knows if y'all let the Giants beat y'all, come on, man.
Y'all got a problem.
Y'all really do.
Yeah, y'all got a problem.
Oh, they got a problem because I wouldn't. Listen.
Go ahead, E.
We said this about Baltimore last year. Okay, if they run the ball, this is their formula. Okay, this is probably the longest. This is probably the longest that they've actually had their starting running back still not on IR this deep in the season. But at the same time, they run the ball and they use play action. They did that all the way to the title game last year. I'm not going to revisit that. Okay. We all said, okay, you got Derrick Henry. Okay. Let's see what the coaching staff does with Derrick Henry. They let him loose Sunday. That's what you're supposed to do. What did you bring him over here for? So, again, shout out to Baltimore. They did what they had to do. I'm not going to say that Dallas is trash, but they beat a formidable opponent on the road. And, things are starting to, look a little bit better in that locker room. They did what I thought Cincinnati was going to do, but, yeah, we all know what happened with that. Dallas, I don't care. Dak was 28 of 51, 379. We all know that's way too many attempts. Where's your running game at, Dallas? Oh, that's right. You let what's your
Zeke? They brought back Zeke.
Name Pollard. What's his name? Pollard.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's the running back?
Pollard. Tony Pollard left. Yeah. Zeke is there
in Tennessee now.
Like that Dallas.
Is E with us? Did we lose E?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Here's the issue with Baltimore, right? And when I say issue, I'm kind of nitpicking, but I can see where one game Derrick Henry gets a bunch of carries, and the next game he doesn't get a bunch of carries. Here's why. So me being a Titans fan, I've seen Derrick Henry up close and personal, right? He loves to be in the eye. He doesn't want to be in the spread. He doesn't want to. He just likes to hit the hole and go with the eye with the fullback, right? The problem is you can't be in the eye with Lamar.
Right.
Lamar can't be in the eye. You know what I'm saying? Like unless you're doing read options type of thing.
Right.
And so they've been they in the first couple of games, they're very predictable. So whatever formation they're in, everybody knows they're gonna run. Whatever formation they're in, they know it's gonna be a rollout or something with with Lamar getting out of the pocket or what have you. So the play action isn't really there right now. If you watch their games, it's Derrick Henry is best when he gets carries to wear a team down. Derrick Henry is never going to be effective if he gets 10 carries a game or 12 carries. He when you start giving him in the 20s, then he's going to be effective because he's going to wear you down. And that's what I see. So it's not really a big issue, but I can see how they're going to look. Their run game is going to be very inconsistent because how do you take the ball out of the MVP's hand, right? But like you guys said, like the angry one said, there's a reason why you brought that beast Derrick Henry there. So there's got to be a common balance, and Harbaugh will figure it out. But it's a good problem to have. Is what I'm saying. It's not really a big issue, but that's why you'll see some games, and if they fall behind, you can forget it. You fall behind, Derrick Henry's not going. That's what happened in those other games. They fell behind, and now they can't play smash mouth with Derrick Henry because he loves to run out of the eye for him. He doesn't want to be in the spread. He doesn't want to have to make a read. He just wants to hit the hole and bam, he's gone. So that's the issue with them. If I'm gonna nitpick, but and with Dallas, right, you can run on them. Dallas's defense is great when they have a lead and they can just pin their ears back and send pressure with Parsons and their front four, and they can get after you. If they fall behind and other team is running the ball and taking the air out of the game, they're going to struggle because they're a light they're light when it comes to the defensive ends and things. They're pass rushers. They're not trying, they're not stopping the run. So, obviously that's the key to beat them. They're very dynamic on offense. But another thing, I don't know if you guys know, but Derrick Henry wanted to go to Dallas. He did not want to go to Baltimore. He wanted to go to Dallas. He already had a home in Dallas. And Dallas never called him, and they were saying Jerry Jones came out and said we couldn't afford Derrick Henry. I'm like, Derrick Henry only got $8 million. You mean you can't afford Derrick Henry?
How much?
You know what I'm saying?
How much?
That explains the destruction. Go ahead, Ken.
No, how much did they pay Dak? I mean, they ain't pay him much money, but I believe they could have.
Zeke.
Zeke.
Yeah, but
go ahead.
Yeah, but for him to say that they couldn't afford Derrick Henry is nonsense. That's ridiculous. What do you mean you can't afford Derrick Henry?
I agree.
This doesn't make any sense, especially when he wanted to go there. And that would you know what I'm saying? Like if you wanted to go young, and I can understand you want to go for a younger running back, cool. You want to but you let Pollard walk, who was kind of dynamic. Okay, Pollard's not an every down back, but he was good for you. So why not just keep Pollard and then bring Zeke back or whatever? But you brought Zeke back. You might as well have took Derrick Henry. If you're gonna bring Zeke back, like what you bringing Zeke back for? Like to do what? I'm like, so you're gonna pay Zeke $5 million instead? I mean, come on, it's you could have restructured all kinds of contracts to get Derrick Henry. They do it all the time. They go and restructure contracts to give people more upfront money so it can take some money off the cap so you can go and sign Derrick Henry. That was flagrant. And not only that would have brought so much juice to the offense having Derrick Henry there. So I think they dropped the ball on that, and they're going to pay for that in the long run, not getting Derrick Henry.
Well, they're paying for it now. They are definitely paying for it now. E, I'm sorry. Are you back with us, E? Can you hear us? I don't know if E can hear us.
Yeah.
You can hear us. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Ryan,
I
thanks
started
for
talking about Cowboy slander, and they tried to silence me. I see what's going on
that. No, bro.
around here.
Dallas doesn't have a running back with a total 100 yards rushing in 3 games. Hey, that's what it is, man. You don't run the ball, and that's a good point Ryan said, man. The about their defense, they get behind. They've been behind 28-6 at the half, right? And then against New Orleans, it was 30-something to 7 or something. The game before last. Yeah, your defense, they can't do anything, man. So
hey, just you asked about contracts. Ezekiel Elliott's contract, he signed a 1-year deal, $3 million contract worth $3 million with the Dallas Cowboys. Derrick Henry's contract with Baltimore
$8 million.
For 2 years, $16 million, $9 million. They said $9 million is guaranteed. So roughly 8.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys are printing money over there. Restructure some contracts and get Derrick Henry in the fold. He said he was shocked when they didn't call him. He was waiting for the call.
Yeah, because Dallas ain't got nobody. They ain't have no quarter. They have no running backs.
I mean, you just lost Pollard.
You let Pollard walk. I don't think I had nothing else after that. So
and I can't say that they believe in the running backs that they have now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no.
It's just that I don't understand. Especially when Jerry Jones mentioned, they're gonna be all in the offseason. They didn't do nothing. All they did was re-sign their own players.
Yeah, man.
Like you mean to tell me, okay, you could instead of taking so long to sign Dak and to sign CD, what you taking so long for? You should have got Derrick Henry in the fold, restructured all their contract, and get all 3 of them signed under the salary cap, but still give them some upfront money like everybody else does. Like, what are you doing? Like, why wouldn't you not get Derrick Henry? It doesn't make any sense at all.
Hey, Kev, before we get on out of here, I know we can't fire. I know the owner can't fire himself, but he might need to take a look into that because the Cowboys is what's the word I'm looking for? They're really not that good, and they're just the best hype machine in the NFL.
I wouldn't say they're not good. They're good. Cowboys are good, man.
You can say they're good, but I don't think if they're not good enough. How about that? All right, we'll say.
There you go. Okay, yeah.
You take that one.
I can agree with that. Yeah, that's a good one.
They're not good enough. And I think the owner is part of the reason of why they're not that. To me, me and Eric talk about this. The angry one talk about how the Cowboys should have had a championship ring. And within the last 10 to 8, about the last 10 years, that I think they should have.
2 years ago, they had their most opportunity. I thought they was going to go to the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
The one thing I will say about Jerry Jones and their front office, they do good in the draft. They normally hit on their draft picks. I give them that.
I'll give them that.
I'll give them that.
But it turns into nothing. They turn it into nothing.
Yeah, but
that's great. I'm glad you hit. I mean, that's good. You hitting in the draft is great.
But if we're gonna mention all the bad things that they do, I'm just mentioning some of the good things they do. You know what I'm saying? They hit on their draft pick.
Okay, but I'm not trying to shit on them.
You can.
I'll give them their flowers. I'm objective when it comes to it, but they know it. The Cowboy fans know it. They know it.
But to your point, D-Dubs, he's not gonna bring somebody else in to do his job because he wants all the credit.
He wants all the glory, man. So he wants
all the credit. That's the whole thing with Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson was getting all the credit. Jimmy Johnson was making making the moves and getting all the credit. He couldn't handle it.
It's so funny because the Cowboy fans know that they got this love-hate with Dak. They know he's not really it, but they're gonna ride with him anyway.
I'll take him.
Yeah, but you'll take him. But I don't know, man. I don't know what is. I can't put my hand on it, man.
Dak was phenomenal last year, and he had to. The whole team shit the bed against Green Bay.
Yes.
But Dak was phenomenal in the regular season last year. And Dak is good, man. And we all say it now. We say, man, look how bad the quarterback play is. If you don't sign Dak, who the hell are you gonna get?
Well, no, you're absolutely correct. That's what I'm saying. They had to pay him. They had to pay him.
They had to, of course.
What else are you going to do? You I mean, you had nothing else. You had nothing else to go to. So, but the fact of the matter is they keep on shit in the bed every time they get close, or they can't success. They have a hard problem with success. It seems like. I don't know.
That's a good
way to put it, D-Dubs. I appreciate that. That was good.
I'm trying to get better, man. So you won't yell at me, man.
That was good, D-Dubs. I like that. That was very that was a great point. They have trouble when they're supposed to win. They have trouble with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
That's just it, man. They can't get out their own way for whatever reason. The time that you think that this is going to be it for them, this is, man, they got the look in their eye. They just come in and just mess it all up, man. I don't know, man. Hopefully, they got this. Oh, they got the Giants this week. So
the Giants Thursday night football. Let us move on real quick. We got 5 more minutes left. Let me just some quick hits right here. Andy Dalton, he leads the Panthers to the 36-22 win over the Raiders. Me and D-Dubs was talking about that. D-Dubs, your thoughts, Andy Dalton. He's, looks like he's be the quarterback for the Panthers. And Bryce Young, what you think?
Yeah, I stated earlier, continue with the red rifle or the Red Baron or whatever they want to call him.
The Red Rifle.
Yeah, stick with him.
Red Baron.
That's what my man at work said. He called him the Red Baron. I said, that's not Red Baron. I think it's the Red Rifle. But
yeah, I thought that Red Baron.
Shout out to my man Mike Reynolds. It's stick with him, man. Stick with Andy, and let Bryce learn, get his head straight, and if you need him later on in the season, bring him back in and see what you got, man. But other than that, man, I mean, to stay competitive, that was the best looking game that the Panthers I've seen, in 3 games in the 3 weeks that we've been.
Panthers
just
professional,
like a whole different team, and everybody would. I think if you was watching the game, you would agree with that. So, stick with the Red Baron and go with it.
The Red Baron. Let me move to the other quick hitters we got here. My Giants, they defeated the Browns. Daniel Jones was 24 for 34, 236 yards, 2 TDs. He had 0 interceptions. Chiefs and the Falcons was a good game. The Chiefs won that game at the end. Ryan, your thoughts? You thought that was pass interference at the end?
Yeah, it was pass interference, man. I mean, and it's always going to happen with Kansas City, right? Against Baltimore, it was pass interference when when they got bailed out, and I thought could have been a no call. He did, by the letter of the law, that Baltimore Kansas City pass interference was pass interference, but this was also pass interference. It seems like they always benefit, right? They always benefit on the calls. I think the last time they didn't benefit on the call is when they were playing New England in the conference championship that one time, and they got the stop, but the guy, I think it was Ford or something like that, he was offside. He was in the neutral zone, and they thought they won the game. But yeah, and the thing is with Kansas City, man. You look at Mahomes and he's playing bad, right? And when we say playing bad for his stature, right? Yeah. So any other quarterback would take what he's doing, right? So, but what the thing is with Mahomes, what makes him great is no matter how many times how bad he's playing or the team is playing, he's always going to make the right play when it matters the most. If it's a quarterback sneak to get a first down, if it's getting a pass interference call, he's always going to put himself in a position to win the game, and that's what makes him great. When it comes to crunch time, there's nobody better in the game right now, and then that's the difference. So they're playing bad, but they're still winning, right? So you know what you know. There's really nothing you can say about that. But Atlanta definitely should feel like they got hosed on that one.
Definitely. Let me move on real quick. I was DA. I won't talk about this. Hey, the Niners had a 21-7 lead going into the fourth quarter, and they wound up blowing it against the LA Rams. I wish DA was on here to talk about it tonight, but he's not. When I talked to him Sunday, he wasn't pleased. And he said in the chat, I said, "Yo, what happened, DA?" He said, "We lost." So he definitely wasn't happy about that. I wasn't trying to troll him. I actually was just legitimately trying to see. But shout out to the Rams. They came back. They did their thing. The Niners looked like I don't know if it's me, but they're what's my man? Was it Ayuk? Who had the contract?
Brandon Ayuk.
I don't know what's going on with that or whatever case may be, but Eric, you're right. The Rams play. Go ahead.
Well, I can tell you what's going on with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, there's no McCaffrey and then there's no Debo. So what happens is now he's gonna get all the attention. That's what's going on with it. So when you have those two, when you have a Christian McCaffrey and a Debo out there, you got to pick your poison. You got okay. Who's going to have the single coverage this time? Because you always got to have, one guy looking at McCaffrey and Debo, and they play so physical. So what happens is their physicality is gone on offense. You know what I'm saying? So and remember too, they run the ball so well and efficient, right? Mm-hmm. And normally Ayuk, Kittles, they get all their and Purdy, they get all their stuff off the play action. The play action is their go-to because you have Debo and you have McCaffrey that you got to account for, in the passing game and running game. Correct. They're both like running back / wide receivers. So that's the dynamic. So literally Ayuk is basically on an island by himself where you know what I'm saying, when those two guys are out there, because if those two guys are out there, they're not trying to stop Ayuk. He's getting that one-on-one coverage, to make something happen. So I think that's, in my opinion, I think that's what's going on.
Maybe we'll get the DA to talk about it. Yeah, Ryan, that's a good point. CMC is missing, and it looks like he's going to be out for a couple more weeks. And pick your poison. Now they don't have to. So now they just double down on Ayuk, and they went up, but they wasn't able to sustain the league. And shout out to the Rams. The Rams came back even without some of their key players, their receivers. So the Rams were able to come back and definitely do their thing. Let me move on. Just one last game. I'm not going to even read it. Just shout out to the Vikings. Vikings are 3-0. Like I said, one of the other surprise teams. They beat a good Texans team, 34-7. Hey, Sam Darnold. I'm going to say Sam Bradford. Sam Darnold was 17 of 28, 181 yards, 4 TDs, and they ran the ball. Jones was 19 of 100 with 102 yards. His largest attempt was 32. Let me just read this real quick. With the Vikings savoring the unfamiliar vibe of being in full control in fourth quarter, Justin Jefferson climbed on the bench to repeatedly wave his arms in encouragement of the home crowd to the roar even louder for a defense that had the Houston Texans on their heels all afternoon. The ovations were well-deserved. Sam Darnold matched his career high with 4 touchdown passes, and the undefeated Vikings intercepted C.J. Stroud twice and sacked him 4 times in a 34-7 victory over the Texans on Sunday. So listen, hey, this is quarterback 101. Sam Darnold's in another, he was with Carolina before. He's with the Jets, quarterback killer places, I guess to say. Mm-hmm. He goes somewhere, where I guess he feels comfortable with the offense. He's been playing well. He's been around, learn from his mistakes, and hopefully he can, he's flourishing right now. So, shout out to Minnesota. They're 3-0. They was a surprise to me, going 3-0 in the I was going to say the NFC Central, but that's not the Central no more. The NFC North. Darnold is like you're right. Darnold is like Geno Smith. Yep, the other year, correct. Coming back. Hey, and Geno Smith was with the the Jets. So that's all I got. D-Dubs real quick, and then we'll get on out of here.
Yo, shout outs to the Minnesota Vikings. Like I said, it's still a lot of football left. Like the angry one said. Sam Darnold's growing confidence and everything. Again, shocker team to me. I didn't expect the Vikings to be a 3-0 team. They also trying to find their way with the quarterback situation, but it seems like they got one in Sam Darnold right now. But it's still early. Again, we'll see. The competition starts getting better later on down in the year. So but a very, very good start. So you can't knock that. 3-0, it's a good start.
Ryan, your thoughts? Minnesota and Houston, Texas.
We finally saw Stroud struggle a little bit, right?
Yep.
He didn't look comfortable because he normally looks very poised out there, very comfortable, taking control of the offense. He looked rattled for the first time in a long time. Like he looked rattled out there. And as far as Darnold goes, hey, Darnold was a top pick, so and he's playing with one of the best wide receivers in the game with Jefferson. So obviously I'm shocked that that Darnold is playing so well, but he's always had the tools and always had the ability. It was just sometimes his decision making got him in trouble. But he's playing well. He's playing well, man. And like I said, man, it's the quarterback play is a little shaky. Starting off. But he's been one that's been kind of steady and consistent. So the good thing is he's giving you consistency. So that's a good thing, man. But as far as Houston goes, I think Houston will be all right. But like I said, Stroud looked like he was a little bit rattled in that game. So learning point, something to learn from.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you on that. And CJ Stroud, he was trouble. He was pressured, and sometimes pressure bust pipes. Houston will bounce back. But like I said, hey, shout out to the Vikings. They are definitely doing well, man. Party shots real quick. That ends our football session for the night. Hey, don't forget the Thursday night show where we talk about everything. We talk about baseball. We got baseball. Hey, baseball is getting ready to heat up even more with the playoffs approaching. I think the Yankees can clinch tonight with a Baltimore loss or Yankee victory tonight. We'll see about that. Shout out to the Tigers. The Detroit Tigers have won 12 out of the last 15. They are smoking hot, and they got that first wild card in the American League. So shout out to the I got you, Mike Bristol. I'm gonna let the WNBA guy get that. Hey, shout out Atlanta in New York is playing. It's 82-74 with about 3 minutes to play, and I got it scrolling down here on the ticket, man. So make sure you check out our Thursday night show at 7:30 p.m. D-Dubs, what you got for us before we get on out of here, sir? You got $5 for you, sir. Send it to me. You're muted.
Yo, you must have muted my mic, man.
No, I didn't mute nothing. Don't.
Yeah, I think.
Yo,
good show Tuesday night, man. Apologies. We were supposed to be on yesterday, but unforeseen things happen. So, but we're here and to bring you some good content. Once again, like, subscribe, share. We appreciate you all for jumping in the comments. Thank you so much. Enjoy the week. Another week of football here and on Thursday night. Thursday night we got Cowboys and the Giants. So looking forward to that. Everybody have a great week. See ya.
Yeah. Ryan, what you got for us, man? The WNBA guy and the NBA guy. Go ahead, Ryan. Like you said, Atlanta, New York right now playing. Liberty are up by 11. And it's funny because Atlanta's has been winning most of the game, and they just couldn't close out the quarter. So we'll see what happens. But WNBA playoffs are in full swing.
Got 2 more games tomorrow. So keep that. Watch the WNBA and NBA is about to, training camp's about to start soon. So we got that coming up as well.
Gotcha. Appreciate that, Ryan. So listen, we're gonna get on out of here. Listen, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator, for Daryl D. Dubs Warren, for Ryan D'Souza, for James the Angry One, for the DA, for Mike Mills, and Dan, the toxic one, the angry one. No, he's not. Well, toxic one. The hockey dude. Yo, this is the Sports Chasers podcast. Y'all be good. Y'all be great, and be blessed. Hey, we'll see y'all on Thursday night. Peace.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms, and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.